Okay, tiny microphone. So the 1010 Bento beta just came out, version 1.027, and it is very promising, and it's moving sort of developmentally faster than I thought they would roll this out. So there's a whole refresh on the launching sequences and scenes and song mode. So that all got this new sort of Ableton clip launching functionality, which is very cool. And speaking of Ableton functionality, they also created a new track, which is an external audio and MIDI track where you send MIDI out and then you can use its input. So MIDI out to an external instrument, then route that into the input, and it's all housed in one track, and you can use the master effects and everything. Very smart, very simple, very intuitive, very cool. What are we, 2 weeks into me having this thing? Not even. And I'm very intrigued. So let's just keep doing this weird Bento train that I'm conducting or riding on, or nah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. No brakes. Let's do it. First main improvement here / entirely new set of features is this clip launching screen, which is very familiar. And you can toggle down and just select empty clips to stop it or hit stop. Great. There is, to be totally transparent, you can now copy and paste and everything, but I don't know what this snap scene does. I've been trying to figure it out. I don't know yet. So someone tell me in the comments if they can figure that out. Anyway, you can, yes, now you can copy and paste your sequences in and around this screen. That's fantastic. This clip launcher is fun, and that's great for live stuff. Now, when we jump over to this song mode, this is a little bit bigger of a deal. So you see how we have these 8 scenes, which we can toggle through, touch, whatever. The way to build these is by clicking this scene button, so obvious, and then you choose which sequence you want. And after you've chosen that, it just pops up. So let's build scene 2, and what we want is when I'm in here, you have to select it on this page to then, when you toggle back here, and we're gonna have our drums change, and maybe have a vocal loop come in, and then we're gonna go back to song. And by vocal loop come in, I mean we'll continue to have the one that was there. And keep this guy alive. Okay, great. Now, what was not possible before, I mean, none of this was possible before, but what is very convenient is we can just go copy scene, yes, and then paste scene, which is very helpful, so you don't have to reselect everything, obviously, but then you can add your different stuff, like a different drum part. And in true song mode fashion, you can decide how many times these are going to play. There's 2 ways of doing this. You got a play count thing here where it overrides the screen, and then you can just jangle those up to whatever you want. We'll do 2 here and 2 there, and then I'm also gonna, let's just copy this guy and put him over here. Then we jump back out of play count. There's 2 things up here. There is scene hold, which if that is on, it means that the song mode will not advance. It'll just keep looping the scene that you've chosen. And the way that is helpful is if you're in a live environment and you're like, oh my God, all my fans are really vibing on scene 1. Why don't I just let her rip? Cool. And then with that off, great. Song loop is just exactly what you think it is. Once everything's played through, and you don't want the song to end, it'll just go back to where it began. Quantize size, just assuming that that is when you change this size, it'll decide when to snap to the next scene once you've triggered it. That being said, these little pads at the bottom now will let you jump between your scenes. So you could have song mode going, or you could be triggering it live. And this is just a good representation of launching all those scenes if you want to have a little more involvement. In order to have the song mode actually be song mode, you got to push the song button. Great. Now song mode can begin, and we're going to watch as it progresses. is also new is when we go to our track page, we're going to see that there's a new track here. Track 6 is actually now an external instrument. Where do we do that? You go to New, and now it says External. And what that is, well, you see this little Ricky Pringle over there? Yeah, that is an external instrument. Once we configure this track, you can see you've got MIDI output ports, and you've also got MIDI channel selection. You also have an output decision here for this guy if we want him to be running through the mod effects or individual outputs, whatever, we'll do the mod effect one. And then the input is where you've decided to plug this in. Ta-da! What does this all sound like? Well, in theory, if we just look over here, we have audio meter and a MIDI monitor. And if I push this, we've got fun. I also have it set up with delay and reverb being sent, so you can process your external stuff with everybody else. And that's funny. Okay, so let's record a sequence for this guy. I don't know what else I need to show you. There have been little tweaks here and there, and this is very quickly becoming super cool. Let's play it out. Yeah, this is dope. Like, subscribe, let's be friends forever.